Hi, I'm Kevin Savitz, and I am one of the hosts of Antic, the Atari 8-bit podcast. And today I'm going to try all the software that won in the Atari Byter User Club software contest for 2013. We're doing this with a real 800XL connected to a real CRT television. No emulation for this. I wanted to try these on an actual machine. I love emulation, but sometimes you just got to put your hands on real hardware. This is X8, which is the big winner for the contest that got the grand prize. So I noticed, I played these once before, played some of these before, just to make sure they all worked, and I noticed this one, you can turn the music on and off by hitting the select key. We'll leave it on, give it a shot. Level 1. So I'm flying the ship around, and there's baddies to shoot at. And things to avoid, apparently. Oops, I'm not good at that. Alright, so it reminds me of Protector 2. It reminds me of, the way they move reminds me of, like, Galaga. Wow. This is fun. It's hard, but it's fun. And I like you get the power-ups and the way you shoot changes. And there's stuff coming at me from all over the place. Yikes. Let me turn off the music. Where's the... Yeah, stuff coming at me from all over the place. And power-ups make your shots change. Now, I played this once before, only once before, and the shots made noise, and now they're not. Ah, there we go. Option key does that. Yeah, I like that. Gotta hear your shots. That's more satisfying for sure. This is a fun game. I can definitely see why this won. It's got some great arcade quality and moves fast, nice and smooth, good colors. Nice music if you want to hear it. Come on. Ah! These things are hard to avoid. Just thinking. A couple lives left. That was a dumb way to die. Seem to shoot those turrets that are shooting baddies at me. Oh, come now. Game over. Alright. I can see why that one was a winner. That's a good program. Right, so number 2 is called the Semboloids, and I haven't gotten it to work. I tried it on my 800XL that has 256K on it. I tried it on a 65XE that I had here, and it just gives me blank screen. So the number 2 Semboloids is kind of disappointing. It's not going to work for us. Number 3 is called Rolltriss, which is a game in the Tetris genre. Tetris is now not really my favorite game. Not my favorite kind of game, but this was an interesting new angle on it, I think, that I haven't seen before. Made for the ABBUC software contest 2013. Classy little intro screen. Right, Rolltriss. Press start to play. Right, so the deal with this is the pieces are falling, and you can't control the pieces that are falling, but I can control these arrows at the bottom, their height. And if I press the button, it forces the piece to fall immediately down to the bottom. Now, the interesting bit is I can move the pieces at the bottom to make spaces for the falling pieces. So instead of controlling the falling pieces like a normal Tetris, can't rotate them or anything as far as I can tell, all I can do is change the junk at the bottom to try to make the optimal room for them. And I can change level so I can totally make the right sort of space, maybe. Ah! There we go. So yeah, good music, colorful, interesting take on a classic game. I like it enough, I guess. It's good. It's just not personally my kind of thing, but yeah. Rolltriss, nice guys, good job. Good job. Let's see what's next. All right, next up in fourth winning place is something called Xirius Defect. At least I guess it's pronounced Xirius, Xirius Defect. You know, I loaded these all up about an hour ago just to make sure they worked. Try them briefly, and I don't remember this one at all. Oh, yeah, all right. So I couldn't figure this one out. It's got some wild music. Press start to play. Your task is to break formula of deadly chemical weapon. Use joystick to move cursor, take element from the top area and place into the compound. Level is finished when all elements get excited. This guy, Repulsificator, breaks and repulses direct element is that a word? Excitation, and Cyanide just breaks direct element excitation. Yeah, so I'm gonna try that down a bit. I don't get it. I control this pointer thing, and if I click on if I hit the joystick button on any of this, nothing happens. But somehow I can pick up that arrow at the top and move this dot to where I want it. And it fills in this space, and this one's kind of going spinny spinny. And then somehow I pick up this other one, and I don't know where my cursor went now, and I put it here, and I did it. I finished the level, I guess. So I guess this one can only go down, and this one can go down and right. But now I have 3 spaces to fill. So I'll take this one, and I'll put it... It's hard to see where I'm going to put it, frankly. It's a little hard to... Alright, so that one filled in that space, and then this one... when the cursor gets up there, it just disappears. I don't know how I'm supposed to know what I'm doing with it. I put it here, filled in the space. So yeah, it's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game, and it might be good, but its controls aren't intuitive enough for me. I don't know if it's a technical issue with the Atari or a programming issue, but when the little pointer gets up here, it just disappears, and then I don't know how to grab the piece I want. I managed to finish that level though. Okay, so that's Xirius Defect, and this might be really good, but I don't think I have the patience for it. I don't love puzzle games. Alright, so this one's getting hard now, because I obviously didn't see from the intuitively how to place that piece. So yeah, Xirius Defect. Not bad. Maybe it needs a little control help. Alright, moving on. Next up in the number 5 position is something called The Hunt. I've tried this both on my 800XL and my 65XE, and it wants to work. It seems to start to do something, but nothing actually happens. Something's happening on the screen, and then nothing. Disappointing. Moving on. Next up in the number 6 position is Deathchase XE. The story so far, after the Great War, the European continent is ruled... Okay, blah, blah, blah. I accidentally hit the button, but I wasn't going to read it anyway. Oh, it's still loading still loading anyway. Game powered by HSC System XBIOS IO Library 6502C. Alright. Based on the Mervyn Escort game. MSX by String. Pictures by Odenfeck. Alright. Day Patrol. Looks like I'm riding a motorcycle. I crashed right into a tree. That's why I don't drive a motorcycle. Alright, pushing forward the joystick to move forward. I can shoot to shoot. Try not to hit the trees. Ooh, this isn't bad. I'm shooting at other motorcycle guys and crashing into trees. Okay. The music's good, but this game needs is sound effects. There's no pew-pew when I shoot, there's no satisfying crash when I crash, and I do crash. Alright, this game has potential. I can see why it didn't win, but man, they could polish this game a little bit and make something of it. One more time, come on. It's like Battlezone on a motorcycle. Yeah, that's not bad. It's fun. They need to add some sound effects and make it harder for me to crash into trees, but that's pretty good. Alright, next up in the number 7 position is a game called Heli in the Caves, as in helicopter in the caves. Really wanted to like this one. I love a game with a helicopter, and who doesn't like caves, but my first quick run-through before was a little unsatisfying. We'll see if it's better this time. Heli in the Caves. That was a long time to wait just to look at a picture. Yeah, so I said we just recorded episode 5 of the podcast, and we did the news about this contest, and I was just like, yeah, I kind of played this game and looked at that game, and all these games are out, and I'm just like, geez, what kind of terrible nerd I am. It's 13 new programs for the Atari 8-bit come out. Why don't I just go try them all? And that's what we're doing today. Heli in the Caves. Press fire. The opening screen is just the font is reminiscent of like Preppy 2, isn't it? Alright, arcade control or normal control. Press fire to start. Alright, so I'm controlling this helicopter, and I'm in a cave, and I can shoot. As near as I can tell, I can only shoot in one direction, which is kind of weird. And the rotor's not spin. Oh, and I can. Okay, I turned around somehow. The rotor's not spinning, which is a little frustrating. And There's these jellyfish or something coming at me. So I don't know how to turn around. I'm facing the wrong way. This jellyfish sort of vaguely coming at me. And I don't know what to do about that. Spacebar? No. Let's see. I did it before in my run through. Let's see. Oh, now it happened. Yeah, so the controls are definitely either extremely fussy or not intuitive. I turned around somehow and don't know how. Let's try again. So yeah, the controls are odd. The graphics are not thrilling. Although, I mean, it's kind of dark and dark. But I guess it's a cave, it's supposed to be. I reach the edge of this guy's shooting at me and I don't know how to shoot back. Okay, here's my biggest problem with the game, is the controls, and number two is that the rotors of the helicopter don't go flip, 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 and that just drives me crazy. Not loving it. Sorry, guys. We tried. Next up. Next up is something called Battle Eagle, which came in 8th place of 14. I was worried there for a minute. Battle Eagle. Cosine present Battle Eagle for the ABBUC Software Competition 2013. It's got a weird flickery effect, which I don't care for. I wonder if that's intentional. Okay, so I'm controlling this thing. Ah, yeah, I remember this from my test run. I want to like this. So I control this shooty guy at the bottom here, and I'm working through this maze, shooting at these other ships. And some of these opponents take a lot of shots to kill, which is okay, but I think part of the challenge is sometimes there's just not enough time to shoot them enough time before you run into them. And there's no way to go otherwise. So like this rock here, they take a ton of shots, and sometimes there's just not enough time in front of the rock to kill it before you just kamikaze into it. That's it, I died already. Let's try this one more time. The other thing that I find odd about this game is that the speed changes a little bit. It seems to be based on how hard the computer is thinking. If I'm shooting, the scrolling is slower than if I'm not shooting, and that frankly seems like not intentional. It seems like an artifact of sloppy. I don't want to say sloppy programming, but it seems like they need to fine-tune that so that the scrolling and movement speed is consistent. So yeah, this is pretty good. I could see getting into this for a while, but I do feel like crashing into things is definitely an issue. Oops. Apparently I got to a boss and died. Let's try that again. Ah! Well, alright, so that was Battle Eagle. Not bad. I don't see that one could have gotten a higher score as far as I'm concerned compared to some of the other stuff we've looked at. Ninth place is something called Basic 10-Liners, which is actually 6 10-line programs, 10-line basic programs that some guys put together, at the No Ma'am 2013 conference in Germany. So 6 programs. Now, frankly, let's see, there's boxing, there's Death Race without Jason Statham. I don't know what that means. Heiser Draht, Moonlander, Perfect Pitch, and Catch the X. So, yeah, boxing, we'll look at these real quick. Boxing is this boxing game, and you need to have 2 joysticks plugged in, and it slowly draws everything, and then I can punch you, and then I can grab the other joystick here, you can punch me, and that's all it is. Oh, I see, and there's little strength meters up here. And then that's it. Game over. Just ends like that. So, kind of weird. Go back to the menu. Next is called Death Race without Jason Statham. I'm sure that means something to somebody in Germany. Do I have to hit a button here? Start? No, we're just waiting. I bet it's redefining the character set or something. Wonder if Jason Statham would have sped this thing up. There we go. Okay, I'm driving this car. This is like a... We're in graphics 0 here. Driving a little car down a windy road. The sound of the engine makes it sound like we're going faster, but I don't think we actually are. Ah, now the road's getting narrower. And I see it's not hard yet, but it's going to get hard soon. Alright, we're driving down the road. Death Race. Ah, I went off the road and I didn't die. We won't. No. Your score, 393. That was kind of cute. Running out of battery on my phone here. This one's called Heiser Draht. Oh, yeah. I couldn't figure this one out at all when I ran it before. Something about moving the joystick up and then you move it down and it counts. Up, down, and it says things in German that I don't understand. So maybe it's super fun if you speak German. Moonlander, man, I love a good lunar lander game. This is not a good lunar lander game. No, it's okay. So yeah, just you press up to slow down and press left, and you just try to land, and that's it. And if you don't do anything, then you die quick. Having it draw the screen takes longer than actually playing the game. So I'm not touching anything and just like, bam, I'm a crater. Do it one more time. Press button to continue. So this is pretty impressive for 10 lines. I love the original Lunar Lander and any version, you know, you can... It doesn't really show you your speed, and it doesn't really have any landing pads, and it doesn't zoom in, but you know, not bad. Not bad for 10 lines. That's kind of fun. Back to the menu. Perfect Pitch. Oh, this one I don't have paddles. I mean, I do have paddles, but they're in the basement, and I'm not gonna do it. So it plays a tone, and then you have to wiggle your paddle to find that same tone again. Sorry, I'm just not gonna do it. Too lazy to go into the basement and find paddles. And then finally, I think the last one was also a paddle game called Catch the X by Sleepy. Paddle and catch the X. And look, there's an X, and I bet it's going to fall or something, and you're going to have to catch it. I don't know. Anyway, that was the 6 10-line programs that came in 9th place collectively. Moving on. All right, next up is Speedway One, which came in at number 10. PAL or NTSC. I'm on NTSC. So if you haven't listened to our podcast, it's at ataripodcast.com. Comes out about once a month. Speedway One. Oh yeah, so this is the one that was supposed to be based on a... what is it? I forgot already. It's supposed to be based on an Odyssey game. And it really has that look of like the Odyssey. Different cars, timer. Can I just start the game? Okay, I keep crashing the same way. Let's try it a third time. At least I'm consistent. Yeah, so this really has the feel of the... I didn't play too many Odyssey games, but... you can slow down. That is the key. But this really has that sort of... graphically has that feel. I'm terrible at this. Terrible. All right. Anyway, moving on. All right, next up is Dev War. Which is in BASIC. I think this is the first BASIC program we've seen. And at first I was just like, oh, BASIC? Really? Come on. But, oh, yeah, so you start the game and it says there's an urgent message from Palladium 5. Devs attacking. Stand by for launch. And you sit here and you wait and you wait and you wait while it redefines the character set, I suppose. It does some magic behind the scenes. But it says stand by for launch. You just have to listen to this annoying noise for a bit. But really, this game, I didn't expect much, but it has the feeling of a high-quality type-in game from a magazine from back in the day. Remind me of something maybe you might type in from Compute. Or perhaps Analog. So while waiting for this to load is annoying. It's kind of fun. Alright, so I control the green ship, and I can only shoot up. And the alien guy, who's sort of orange, can shoot whatever direction he pleases. Also, my shots only go a limited distance. They don't go super far, so I have to get under the bad guy and shoot him. Ah! Thought he got me. So yeah, not super hard, kind of fun. Oh, he got me. So I only have a certain amount of energy. I think I get more energy by shooting him. Yeah, so not bad. Okay, so we're getting down near the end now. Number 12 was something called Fuji Time, which I could not find the download link for. Number 13 was something called ATL Plus Viewer, which there was no download link for that I could find. And number 14, the 14th place winner, or the last place loser, I guess, is something called Slovenian Quiz, which I haven't looked at yet because I don't speak a word of Slovenian, and I thought we could enjoy this last one together. We'll learn a word or two of Slovenian, perhaps. Slovenian Quiz, version 1.2. Press trigger or start to begin. Please wait. I can hardly wait to learn Slovenian. Okay, start. Game is on. Castle. Is it Misa, Krokar, Cad, Grad, or Igla? Well, of course it's Igla. Wrong. The answer is Grad. Oh, man. Heart. Is it Glava? How do you even say that? SRCE. Surs, Vrat, Fizol, or Ogoraja? Well, I'm going to say it's clearly Glava. Nope. Okay. Oko. Clearly. That's got to be Oko. I'm positive. Correct. I got one right. All right, so that is Slovenian Quiz. So that's it. The ABBUC Software Contest 2003 entries, as much as I could. If you enjoyed this, you might want to listen to Antic, the Atari 8-bit podcast, at ataripodcast.com or at iTunes. You might even want to read my book, Terrible Nerd, available on Amazon and on Kindle. And have a great day.